If you are just now watching this, I am no longer live. Hello. Give me 1 second. Let's wait for some people to jump on. I think I've got quite a few messages where people are trying to find me, so hang on just a second. Hi. Hello. Hi, Miss Joanne. I'm answering some messages. People are trying to find me, so give me just a couple of minutes. Hi, Cindy. Sorry, guys. My son just called. Will you text him and tell him we're live so that way he doesn't keep calling, because he'll keep calling. Hold on just a couple of minutes, you guys. I'm gonna wait. I just answered some people, and they're trying to find me. Couldn't comment. Finally straighten that out. Hi. Hi, Shay. You're are you the admin for this group? I'm waiting for comments to pop up.
This is scary.
Hi, everybody. So I've been answering some messages because people are trying to find me. So I just want to give them a few minutes. Okay, so Whitney told me a lot about you, Shay. Not a lot, but I mean, she just said that you were one of the admins. So if I ever needed anything, I could reach out to you. So my daughter is here. She's actually going to help me answer some questions so I can try to move this along a little faster. She's just going to read the questions off to me. But so I have some awesome things to show you guys. Super excited about. So, oh boy. It wasn't anything bad, I promise. She showed me your samples that you're making of all of your glow-in-the-dark samples, which I loved. It was great. She's telling me I'm not in frame. Am I in frame now?
No, I'm not in frame. I want to be in the frame.
This is my daughter, Micaiah. She's supposed to be in bed, but she's gonna help me do my live tonight.
She's supposed to be in bed.
So I have some amazing things, you guys. Seriously, like, this is gonna be fun. Oh. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I don't want to wait too long, but I know there's probably a lot of people trying to figure out where I'm at. I tried to post as much as I could because everything just got really messed up last night. And I did a live last night, and my live apparently got deleted, and I'm not exactly sure why. I kind of got my hand slapped because they thought that we were trying to scam some business or something. I don't know. I'm so confused. I guess somebody told her I was PMing people after my live, which is not true at all. I was even willing to give her like screenshots of my messages, because that's not what happened. But I think she was just hating on me because I had like 10,000 views on both of my, I'm just telling the truth, on my lives. So I'm not trying to start anything. I just wanted to let everyone know that what happened. So anyways, I opened it, or I started a YouTube channel, so I'm going to post my videos on my YouTube and on my group and on here too. Whitney's been pretty amazing as far as helping me. So we will just get started. So let me approve this really quick. Okay, so if you guys don't mind taking a second, if you have a group that you can share this to, maybe that'll help answer some of these questions, because I don't have time to go through all of these messages. I can't. So if you'll take a quick second to approve or to share this video, this live, and we'll go from there. Okay. So Micaiah right here is going to be the questions. Tonight I'm doing a live on a full page Waterslide snow globe cup. So this is the one that I started last night, and we'll do a recap on this. This is like an old vintage sheet of music notes that was created by Joanne at It Takes Two and Waterslides for You. She designs water slides, and she's pretty cool. So I hope I'm allowed to say that. Anyways, she designed this for me. I told her I wanted something with music notes on it. Oh, maybe not, Katie. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know what to do. I know there's a lot of people that wanted to know when my part 2 was going to be tonight. There was like over 500 people just on the live last night, and then I woke up this morning and there was like 10,000 views, and she deleted it. So I don't know. I didn't share any group information on my live. I didn't post any links. I didn't give out any information. The only thing that I think it might have been was that I mentioned that I had bought these from Hog, but I think that was an approved group. Hi, Lenora. And so I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't like drama, and so I just removed my other videos from their page, and I just took myself off of that page. So I don't know. But anyway, so this is going to be what we're going to go over tonight. I'm going to show you guys just a quick recap of how we got this part, and then we're going to fill this up with oil. I've already sealed this, but I'll show you guys how to seal another cup. And the first one that I did, I wanted to try to get it back because I gave it away, and I was hoping I could get it back today to show you guys, but I couldn't get a hold of them in time. So anyway, so we're going to fill this up with oils and put the glitter in here, and then I'll show you guys how we got this far, just a recap of last night. I don't know, Katie, my first live was like 3 hours long, and it didn't get deleted, and my live last night was an hour. And but I know it was an admin that deleted it, because yeah, I was messaged. So She just said that she was informed that I was PMing people from the live last night, and that wasn't true. I did PM someone, but all I did was tell them where to find my first live and that they could refer back to the step-by-step instructions on how to prep a full-page water slide. And when I guess I wasn't allowed to do that, I don't know. I didn't share any information. All I shared was where to find the live, and it was actually in her group. So I don't know. I think that I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to let my daughter sit here, and she's going to ask questions that you guys are asking. Let me know what's going on so we can move this along, and I can show you guys all the goodies. And I will tell you guys everything that I'll be using tonight is from Whitney. As far as like the glitters and all my little tools, I think pretty much is all from her. The only thing that isn't is, will you hand me that clear cloth right there? Not the white one, but the clear one on the other side. So I'll post this in the comments, but this is what I use to seal the rim. And I'll show you guys what it all looks like when you first get it out of a package really quick. But this I got from Sherwin-Williams, and it's an all-weather construction sealant. It instantly bonds and seals even wet and oily surfaces. So this works amazing. However, if you get this on your acrylic out here, you cannot get it off. You can't use acetone because this acrylic is coated with some sort of, I don't know, something to make it shiny, and the acetone literally eats it away, and the alcohol makes it really dull. So I didn't want to use this anymore. It works, it's amazing, but I wanted something different, so I asked my husband, and he said any kind of high-grade sealant works. So I had the silicone. It's 100% silicone, and it's a lifetime guarantee. Will not shrink, crack, break down, wash away, or yellow. And it's a 30-minute rain ready, permanently waterproof. So I applied this, and this works. So I've sealed it and put the water in there to make sure, and let it sit overnight, and it's perfectly fine. So this you can use. He said any kind of high grade sealant, like 100% silicone, you can get from Lowe's, Menards, Home Depot, anything like that. So I'll post this if you guys want me to. Because this one's way cheaper than this one. This one was like, I think it was $10. And that's a pretty big container if you're just using it for the cups. So this one I think was like $4 or $5. So let me get a box, and I'll show you guys how the storyboards come. And Makai is gonna sit here and talk to y'all. Talk to y'all. Hi. Okay, so when you get your cup from Irene or Hog, however you guys order them, Stainless Depot, they come in this, they're 20-ounce storyboard. And I will tell you guys, they're very, very hard to get. Some of you guys probably know that, but anytime that I've gotten an alert of them being back in stock, they're gone as soon as you blink an eye. So they come, and you unscrew the bottom. They come with these 3 sheets of paper. The lids are slider lids too, which is really nice. They come with 3 sheets of paper. You can save these, don't throw them away. I actually use them to make my little swatches back here. They work really good with alcohol inks because I don't know what kind of paper it is, but it's not cardstock, but it's heavier than like regular copy paper. So once you get your acrylic, you're gonna sit that aside. I just put everything back in the box with my lid. And then you're going to heat the outside of this part up of your bottom. You just take your heat gun. Don't hold it like directly on there, like in one spot really close, because you'll make a burn mark. But once you heat that up, you'll be able to pull this apart. There's just one like smidge of some sort of glue. I think it's hot glue, honestly, because it peels right off. Might be something else, but it comes like that. And you want to take this apart because right here is a little breather hole. Right there. And that's how you're gonna fill up your cup. So, but you don't need this part right now. We're just gonna set that to the side. So, are you watching? Okay, that's your job.
Okay, you're talking.
You won't mess them up, I promise.
You're
So, it's fine. So once you get, so I just set that aside, and then you can do it however you want to do it. You can just paint it. Oh, I need to back up for a second. So after you take it all apart, this is the skeleton. This is all you'll have. So inside this is this part right here. It's just the cap that the bottom screws onto. My husband, when I first got these, he pulled this apart and then it was just flat. So it doesn't have anything to do with the seal. It doesn't have anything to do with the cup itself. It's only soldered on there by these little 4 holes just to hold on the bottom of the cap. So you need to fill that up, and I showed on my video last night, and I didn't plug in my heat gun, or I would show you guys tonight, but you fill this up with hot glue. But you have to make sure that you fill it up all the way. Like, take your time and like take your hot glue gun around in there and just keep filling it up and keep filling it up until you get a pile. And then once that dries, cut that pile off, and if you have any that's sucked back in there, put some more hot glue on there and pile it up. Just keep doing that until nothing else, there's no holes or anything right here. It has to be completely filled. And the reason that is because once you keep tipping your cup upside down like this, it's going to fill up with your glitter is going to get lodged in there, your water will get or your oil is going to get lodged in there, and you're going to lose it, and then it ends up down here. So that you need to make sure that you fill that up. Okay, so moving forward, so once you get that part done, this is what you're going to end up with. And you can take your skeleton, make sure you sand it, make sure you wash it with Dawn dish soap, and then spray it with primer. And then once you spray it with primer, and it dries, then you can move forward. If you want to do just glitter on the cup, just put your epoxy on there. Make sure your epoxy is pretty thin, because there's not a whole lot of room between your acrylic and your cup. So you need to make sure that it's just not a lot of epoxy on there. So 1, maybe 2 thin coats would be fine, but I wouldn't do any more than 2. So this is just the full page Waterslide, and I have 1 coat of epoxy on it. And then after, you can, like I said, you can do the glitter coat, you can do anything, you can do vinyl, you can do your water slides or whatever. Then you're gonna fill up your rim. So I'm gonna show you guys how to cut a water slide to fit on your tumbler, and then I'll show you how to fill this rim up with your silicone, okay? So give me 1 second to grab the image. So I didn't want to have another music cup right now. So we're just going to do St. Patty's Day truck. And that's super, super cute. So we're going to do that. And then I have some shamrocks that we'll put inside there for glitter. So these, last night I was trying to think, because I had gotten a lot of messages from people. Not a lot, maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 messages that they didn't understand how you can cut the paper to fit inside that lip, to get the water slide to slide down in here, and then they were just confused with all the excess that was left over, because I didn't show how to cut it because I had done that previously. But you guys tell me, do you want me to show you how to cut this and get it on the storyboard? Okay. So if you take your, so I thought about this last night and I was a little confused on how to explain it where people can understand. So I thought I can make a template and cut that down. And then I thought, well, what about the paper that came with the storyboards? So you have these storyboard papers that it came with. Now these are a little too big, so you're still going to have to cut it down, but it's a lot easier to work with than all of the other excess that you're going to have if you just put the straight paper on there. So you're going to take this, and I'm going to point you guys down so I can show you how to do this. Move my tripod over here. And like I said, Micaiah's helping me so she can tell me when there's some questions or comments.
Someone just said, yes, please show how to cut, and someone else said to go over.
Okay, I'm sorry it took so long to find me, but I'm glad you're here, Melissa. So here is, please, like I said at the beginning, if you guys would please share this if you're allowed. Oh, somebody said you weren't allowed to. After the video's over, if you could please share it. I'm going to save it to my home group page, which is Waterslides for You and Tutorials 2. And then I'm going to save it to my YouTube, which is called Creative Girl. I just started that since the accident happened with my video getting deleted from last night. So just let everyone know if you see someone post about it, because I know there was quite a few people that was confused and lost. And so anyways, so you're going to take your template and you're going to lay it across wherever you want your image to be. And I want to save my rainbow as much as I possibly can with my truck. So I'm going to put that over just like that. And then I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife. If I can find it. And I have make sure you have a brand new blade, because don't forget you have to seal your full page water slides. You have to use 3 coats of, you can use Rust-Oleum triple thick, not the Krylon, but the Rust-Oleum triple thick. You can use it and spray 3 light coats of that on top of your full page water slide. Then you're gonna spray it 3 times with the Glossifier Plasti Dip. And I'm actually out of the triple thick, and I don't have an empty can. But then you can spray it 3 times lightly with the Glossifier Plasti Dip. And then you're gonna follow this up with 3 more very light coats of a clear gloss Rust-Oleum 2-time. And I can put this in the comments as well. You can, and if you don't have any of the Rust-Oleum triple thick, you can do this 3 times, light coats 3 times, the Plasti Dip Glossifier 3 times, light coats, and then follow up with 3 times this. I promise you guys, my first video shows I have tried it so many different ways, and this is the only way that I have been able to save my full page water slides from cracking, from separating, from if you try to stretch these, because I can stretch a full page water slide around a 32-ounce cup, and it allows you that stretchability. So that's the only way that it works for me and helps stretch these water slides. Now this we're not going to have to stretch, but considering it's going to be sitting in baby oil, I went ahead and treated it just like I would any other full page water slide. So like I said, this is the template that you get with your storyboard, and I think this will probably be the easiest way for anyone to be able to cut their image out so they don't have so much excess. So all I'm going to do is cut this around.
Can you post the link to your YouTube page and group page, please?
Yes. Shay, am I allowed to do that on this group? Or Whitney. I don't know if Whitney's on here or not. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do this backwards. So on the first video that I did on how to stretch the full page water slide on a 32-ounce cup, it's a pretty long video. It's like 3 hours long. You can obviously fast forward through some parts because we had a lot of weight process. I was going to try to have everything ready, and so you guys didn't have to sit and, or so no one had to sit and wait. But then after I thought about it, with all the questions and concerns I seen and had for water slides, I just ended up just doing it all on live from start to finish, all of the steps, the spraying process, everything. So it is pretty lengthy, but it does have a ton of information.
They said yes.
Okay.
So get your
Okay, I will do that.
Laura said hey.
Who said hey?
Laura.
Laura, hi, hey, Laura. Hi, hey, Laura. Sorry, I guess I got excited.
Wait, Shay said, or that one, I looked for it to post, but couldn't find it.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty new, so there's probably not a whole lot of views or anything on it. I'll see if I can find it, but it's Creative Girl is my YouTube channel. Okay, so now you're going to end up with something like this. So it's kind of tapered at the bottom. And mind you, like I said, it's going to be it's going to be too long. So whenever you fold this over your cup, just remember whichever one you're going to cut off, you want to make sure that if you want to save a part, to not overlap that part, if that makes sense. So because I'm going to save my truck when I wrap it, I'm going to have my truck on the top. So when I cut down this, I can lift this part back up and peel away my excess and then close it back up. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let me go grab some warm water. It's hard to keep that warm, so I don't like to get it ahead of time. So you can sit right here for just 2 seconds and let me go grab that, and I'll be right back. Okay, the hubby's going to get me some warm water. So once you get your warm water, it's pretty important that it's warm, not cold, not really lukewarm. You want it a little warmer than lukewarm, but you just don't want it hot. So, and I mean, hot is okay. It just it gets kind of hard to work with because the image gets so soft that it folds pretty easy, and you don't want that. So we're gonna get that on. You can just use any pan that's big enough for your slide to go in. And then here's the cup that I have ready for you. So this is just tape. So you will peel this off before we epoxy. She's supposed to be helping me.
What do you want to do?
You're doing a good job.
Okay.
You really are. So you're telling me when people ask questions, and that's what I need.
Okay.
It's just easier than stopping every 2 seconds. I know. Are you done?
No.
Okay. She's bored. She's complaining.
I just want to be involved.
She wants to be involved. Okay, so I'm going to move you guys over here. But this is my cup. This is where it's filled with hot glue. And like I said, this is just tape. We'll peel this off, but there's that. And I can show you guys how to tape the rim if you want me to. Just let me know. So what I do is I put some towels down. Will you give me the paper towels over there? I put some towels down because this is kind of messy. And then a really quick suggestion, when you're cutting your image, you want to make sure if you're doing it on this cup, well actually any cup, if you try to cut it down any, make sure that your photo is right side up and your widest edge is your top. So, will you tear me off about 6 of those, please? 6. So you're going to slide this in your water, and it's going to sizzle.
Like all in one?
Yeah, that's fine. And then tear them apart, however you want to do it. They say to leave it in for like 30 to 60 seconds, but it doesn't take that long at all. And then make sure you get your cup wet, and I'll turn you guys back to the cup in just 1 second.
I think that's 6, I'm not sure.
It doesn't have to be exact.
Well, I can't count.
So,
I got distracted.
So I'm going to move you guys back over to the cup. Make sure you keep me in frame too. Okay.
She's a teenager, she's doing what they do best. Oh, heck yeah. I believe she will be putting the plastic piece in too. I'm putting the plastic piece in too.
Yes, I'll be putting the acrylic back on. So what I do is make sure you keep your cup as wet as possible, keep your image as wet as possible. That's why I say it's so messy, but it's just so much easier to work with when it's wet. So after you get this on, and what I like to do when I get my cups ready, I like to use a gloss primer. Because it just helps the image slide around on the cup a lot easier. Whenever you use like a matte finished primer, it's kind of hard to work with. It doesn't want to slide around as easy, but it's easy to do. Just get it move around. You just got to make sure you use plenty of water. Then this paper that you get with your image, I always put it under my cup because it's real slick. So my cup doesn't stick to my towel. Thank you. So again, we're just going to keep wetting and keep wetting. Okay, give me those, please. So don't let your paper dry out. It's really hot in here. I like to keep it hot for my cups. It dries my contacts out like crazy, but if you keep your cups in an area that stays pretty warm, just keep that in mind when you're doing a water slide, because it does tend to... I'm actually going to pull this up a little bit more because I don't want my truck to get cut off. So this is just a tedious part. I mean, it's something that you're just going to have to really work with. You want to be really gentle with your water slide, full page water slide. It's pretty forgiving to in some areas, as long as you're not like yanking on it. You can lift it back up. It's pretty important to use a wet paper towel or coffee filters. Coffee filters I use a lot, because now normally if you didn't have an image down at the bottom that you were trying to save, you could just slide this right up there and leave it, but I actually want to save this truck, so I'm just going to kind of lay it on top there, and then I'll cut it at the end. And then I just work it around. Now a 32 ounce doing this is a little more, not really harder. You can pull on it and stretch it, and you don't have to worry about trying to, it's actually might be a little easier, honestly, to do it on a bigger cup. So, hand me some more paper towels. Just put them all in this wet thing. This to get wet and dry. So you're just gonna, this is the boring part, guys, I'm sorry, but we're going. Just keep your paper as wet as you possibly can. You can even lift it up and put some water underneath, lay it back down. Isn't this a cute image? I love this image. I told Joanne what I wanted for St. Patty's Day, and she's like, oh yeah, I can do something. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know, just come up with something cute. So I thought this would look really cute with some shapes. I asked Whitney, she said that she'll get me some for next year, some shamrock shapes.
Isn't today St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah. I know, Joanne had reminded me it was today. For some reason I was thinking it was Monday.
I forgot it was a holiday.
It's here. This year I feel like has went by so fast. So there, it's pretty much on here, and then you're just gonna have to start tweaking your little areas. And are you watching the comments? Laura, once I get done, I'll just save the post, the link, the link, and it'll just stay on the group. I think they have an area. Shay can probably answer that a little better than I can. I'm not sure exactly where they keep their videos, or if they just leave it on the page. A lot of groups are different. So like I said, you'll just tweak your little image, your little paper, your water slide on your cup. Just moving it where you want it to go. The wrinkles usually come out pretty well by lifting it back up and sticking some water underneath it and just kind of rubbing it. And the wrinkles really, I mean, most of the time they pretty much work themselves out just by rubbing on it with some water. See? Pretty cute, huh? So once you get this part done, you get your image on the way you want it, you're gonna let it kind of settle. And what I mean by that is just leave it alone, but just kind of babysit it for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because you're going to start developing these air pockets or water pockets. And you'll just take the end of like a safety pin or an X-Acto knife. If the air pockets or water pockets are down like by an edge or the top or bottom, you can just push them out most of the time. But sometimes if you are like towards the end of your waiting period, it's already kind of adheres to your cup, so you don't want to lift it back up. So I just take an X-Acto knife, the very point of it, and I just pierce the bubble with that, or a needle, and it works its way back out. Some of them, like I said, are filled with water, some of them are filled with air. So that's what I meant by that. Template that we use that came with the storyboard is a little too big. So we have about an inch and a half of fabric underneath, and I forgot to put my truck on top. I'm glad I've seen that. And we'll just cut it. I have a Cricut ruler that has like a gripped area on the underneath of it.
It's actually on the bottom, so you don't cut it, right?
Right. No, it'll be on the top, so I'll cut right here. So whatever image you're trying to save will be on top, and you'll just cut down that seam, and then you'll lift the part back up, and you'll take the cut piece out, and then lay it back over. Thank you, Whitney. Hi, Whitney. I was talking about you. I told him you were gonna save me some, or get me some shamrocks for next year. Glitter shapes. I bugged the crap out of her. I'm like, you don't have any? You have everything. So just keep rubbing. You don't want to continue to rub like the whole entire time for 30 minutes, because you know, you can obviously rub your coating off. So I would just leave this and let this sit for about 30 minutes and just keep checking on it. If it was a regular cup, I usually just flip it back and forth every few minutes to work some of those bubbles out. But since we can't because of the end, we'll just set it like this and we'll come back to it. So what I'm gonna do for my edge right here is, after it dries a little bit, I'll come back and just cut right around that edge, leaving a little bit of excess, and then I'll just push it down in there, because you're not going to see this anyways. The same with the bottom. I'm not going to cut any excess off of the bottom. I'm just going to fold it over. I'll cut some little slits, fold it over, and then when I epoxy, I'm just going to make sure that I get really good around this part right here. Okay? So I'm going to work on another cup so they're not just sitting here. Okay, so we'll let this sit for a few minutes and to let it work its way out. Get these bubbles, you'll see them. As soon as I see some, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But right now, I don't. Well, there's kind of one right, where'd it go? Right there in the blue, the real light blue. I don't know if you can see it or not. But what I would do is I would just take my X-Acto knife. And I would literally just poke the top of it, just like that. And it'll work its way back out. Whatever was in there, air or water, will come right out. Sometimes they don't push out that easy like that one did. Sometimes you just gotta let it do its own thing. Don't try to force it, because you might tear it if it's already starting to adhere to the cup. Okay, so there's that part. So now we're going to move back to the music cup, because this is the same steps. So now we would seal this edge, but we'll do that after this dries a few minutes. But I'll show you guys how to go ahead and fill this up. Okay, let me move this stuff out of the way. Any questions, Kai?
Whitney said that she ordered them today, so we can get them done.
Awesome. Thank you, Whitney.
She ordered some more glitter.
Yeah, she can get just about any kind. Yes, she can. So, this is super exciting. And I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I cannot remember what glitter I used. Whitney, what glitter did I put in my epoxy? So you can kind of see the shimmery glitter inside there. On this one. So, you can see that sparklies. Thought that was the second one. No, we're sealing it, Melissa. We're doing all of it. I just wanted to show you guys the first step that we went over last night, since my video got deleted. And there were some people that wanted to see me cut it. So I have 2 of them. We're ready. So I already sealed this one, but when this dries a little bit more, I'll cut that excess off and show you how to seal this one. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to fill this up, if that's okay with everybody. Okay, so I'm going to move you guys back just a little bit and tilt you up. Okay, over there is, so I got this package. These are glue syringes, is what they're called on Amazon. And they come in all different sizes, and they have just a really big, not really big, they have these holes that are big enough to get things out, and so that way we can. This is what we're going to use to fill up our cup. So let me get this going. So you get different size syringes, and you just screw them on this. Okay, and then what I do is I fill up a cup of baby oil instead of taking it straight out of the bottle. It's just easier for me. So this is, like I said, we already sealed this one. I sealed this one yesterday, or last night. just get some baby oil. You can get baby oil online, anywhere, any store really, Walmart, Kroger, wherever. And I just pour it in the cup like this. And then we're going to go ahead and pour some of it inside the cup. Like that. We'll put one or maybe one more of this in there, and then we'll put the glitter in. And we'll do one more. Make sure there's no questions.
I just got one word.
Mm-hmm.
I just got one word because one was out. I have to touch my friends.
Yep. Thank you, Whitney. So there's that. And then I have a little. Where'd that thing go with the music notes? Oh, I lost my glitter. Oh, there it is. Ooh, that almost dumped out. Okay, so I got these from Whitney, and they're all holographic. There's holographic stars, there's holographic squares, holographic music notes, and then I don't have the label for this, so Whitney will have to tell them what this is, but this is what I got from her. I couldn't save the label and I accidentally threw away the bag and then I forgot about it, so I just put a little bit in there. So here's the thing with the glitter. You don't want to put a ton of it in here because like I said earlier, there's not a lot of room between the cup and the acrylic. And Journey, yes, thank you. It's beautiful. So there's not a whole lot between, and if you put a lot of, especially really fine, yes, I will, Brandy. So there's, if you use a bunch of really fine glitter, it gets clumped up in areas, and then you're not able to move it around. So then you're just gonna dump this in. I can't wait to see what these music notes are gonna look like in there. Like, I'm super stoked about it.
Like stoked?
Stoked.
You were gonna say excited.
Excited. I was gonna say excited, and then I said stoked.
Stoked.
Stoked. It's my word.
So.
Look how pretty. Okay, so now we're gonna fill this up the rest of the way. Are you guys seeing okay? Yep. We'll fill it up to where the end of the cup is. Okay, so now we have to get, okay, so after you fill that up pretty much as far as it can go to the rim, and that actually might be a little too much by the time I put this on there, so I'm going to take a little bit out, you guys. I don't want it to overflow because then it'll get all over the acrylic and make a mess. Trust me, I'm good at making messes.
Love this, so cute. I have 4 of these storyboard tumblers to play with.
Yeah, so Missy, you're gonna epoxy after you do your water slide. You'll have to epoxy. Okay, so you're gonna take your black thing out. Remember to heat the outside up so that way it loosens up that glue. So you'll take this out and then you'll screw this on there, and there's a little breather hole right there. You can see it, the light shining through it. So now I am going to actually put silicone right here and around my rim. There's a little divot inside there, and you guys probably aren't going to be able to see it, but where the acrylic slides inside. So I'm going to put some silicone around that and inside the threaded area just for safe measures. I don't think it has to be a whole lot, but you just want to make sure that it can grab and just make a really good seal.
It's gonna be done by tomorrow. Do you have to do it next week?
I'm just gonna let this silicone right here dry overnight, and then you can probably go tomorrow to school. Just have to be careful with it. So, sorry guys, this does not come out very easily.
Do you want to do it?
Thank you. I had to use some of my muscles. Okay. Okay, so see, I just put silicone around the edge. And then inside the threaded area. Okay. Okay, so after that's on, then you're gonna take your needle. There's like 5 different sizes on there, or in this little that comes with it. So it's this green one, not the other green one. So you'll fill this up, and then that's how you're gonna fill it up from that little pinhole. Will you pour some more of that in there for me? Ooh, see, I told you I'm a mess maker.
What did you do?
Just what's up. I don't know how many this is going to take. Maybe a couple more. It does not go in there very easily. Like you think it should. How neat is this, you guys? Like, I love these cups. They're so fun. They're so, I mean, the ideas are endless. You could do so many different things. Are you guys all intrigued right now? Nobody's saying anything. Oh. Oh, yes. Don't forget. I'll try to remind you, Joanne, of Whitney's bag sale. Because what's the name of the cup? It's called Storyboard. So that's cool. Please. Actually, I think So if you get oil on the cup, make sure you use alcohol to wipe off of this little area right here where the hole is, because if you don't, whatever, I'm going to use a UV resin to close that hole up that I got from Whitney, and but make sure that you clean that really good with some alcohol. Denise, that's awesome. Yes, I'm gonna post it. I think Whitney and Shay said earlier that it would be on there somewhere. And then I also am gonna post it on my page. My page is Waterslides for you and tutorials too. And then because my post got deleted last night, my video got deleted last night, I went ahead and saved some videos. My first water slide that I wrapped around a 32-ounce cup, I opened a YouTube page, and Shay said that I could post the link. It's called Creative Girl is my channel on YouTube. Okay, so once you get that part done, you could probably put silicone right there, whatever you use to clear this, but I wanted something that was going to work pretty fast. Now, mind you, you're still going to have to wait for the silicone inside to cure, so I wouldn't use it right away. I would leave it sit like this maybe overnight, and just let this all settle and cure, and make sure when you come back tomorrow that there's no leaks anywhere. What I did do on the first one that I did, that I gave away to a good friend of mine, she has been going through a lot, and I gave it to her to brighten her spirits. I did not put a whole lot of silicone in the rim because I was kind of scared that it would get inside of the acrylic, and I had one little spot that had it didn't really leak, but I could tell that it was just oily. You could tell that it could possibly leak. So I took my UV resin and I sealed the rim around the outside and just made sure that it was really smooth, and that worked. So I actually, when I messaged her today, she's gone out of town, so I couldn't get the cup back, but I asked her if she had any issues and she said no, so I think this will all work. Okay, so I'm going to seal this. And when you have it that full like I do, the oil just keeps coming back out. So I'm actually going to take a little bit more out. I don't want to take too much out, but okay, let's wipe this off one more time and then we'll seal it.
We're waiting on the final shipping cost.
Cool. Okay, so this is the UV resin. How daggone cute is this? Like, this is so stinking cute.
Stinking?
Yeah. So stinking cute. She makes fun of me all the time. She tells me I embarrass her. Feel the love, Micaiah. Okay, so while that's curing, I'm going to let it sit on there for a couple of minutes. And then after that's done, you could, like I said, you could put your silicone in here to put this on. You could use hot glue, Gorilla Glue, just about anything, honestly. I wouldn't put like a ton of it just in case something happens and you need to try to open it back up. Okay, Kathy, so the beginner video is actually on this page. Somebody approved it earlier. It might have been Shay or Whitney, but I posted my YouTube video on here. It's really long. It's 3 hours long, and it has a ton of information. So you can go there. If you can't find it on the page, I have it on my page, which is Waterslides for You, and tutorials too. And then I also started a YouTube page that's under Creative Girl. So those links are to be saved on here after this is over. And then Whitney sells it, yes, the UV resin. So it's just basically like resin. You know when you go get your nails done and they do the gel nail and you have to put your hands underneath the UV light for the gel to cure? That's basically what it's going to be.
Tomorrow are you going to
Creative Girl, yes, all one word. Creative Girl, all one word.
Trying to lay feels me.
It's a little tacky, so we'll leave it on there for just another second. What did you say?
That's how lay feels me.
What?
Creative Girl.
So we'll leave that. Oops, sorry, leave it. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to cut this rim on the other one and seal it with the acrylic. I'm going to set this to the side. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to set it right there and let that cure. So we're going to go back to our X-Acto knife. And I'm going to point you guys back down. So all I do is, this is the outside. So I'm going to put my X-Acto knife just on the inside of that rim, not to the cup, but to the rim. And then I'm just going to cut around just like that. No, because my phone's about dead. So I have to leave it plugged in until I'm done, then you can. What? I'm not sure. So just go around the edge. Make sure you have a really sharp knife so it doesn't pull and rip your water slide. And then after you get this done, or after you, yeah, you guys are doing this. So after I get this done, I will show you how to cut the seam and seal it. So just peel that away, and then this is tape. We can go ahead and take this off. And you'll probably have water that's pooled in your rim, so when you tip it over back this way, so before you tip it back over this way, make sure you get some paper towel or coffee filter and just go around that so it absorbs some of that water so it doesn't slide back underneath your water slide. Paper towel. Or actually, you can have those coffee filters right there. Thank you. So I'm just rubbing this around, just getting the coffee filter to absorb any water that's slid down in that lip right there. And if you're not going to be too picky about the cup, you really could leave it overlapped like that. Like this is a white water slide and you really can't see the edge underneath. But for the video sake, I'm going to go ahead and cut that so I can show you how to do that if you decide to. So just make sure that your water slide stays tucked down in this little groove. You could even use one of these and just push it down in there. Just like that. Okay, slide that. Oh, make sure that's all in there, and then I don't really have any bumps to show you. But like I said, usually you'll develop these air pockets. Well, there's one right there on the very end of the truck. So you'll just take your knife and just poke it. And just kind of push it down.
Sorry for the question, but where can you buy these cups at? I'm gonna try to sew them.
Well, I think Whitney is trying to do, I don't know, Whitney, do you want me to say anything or do you want me to wait?
Someone's like, I believe the glitter depot is
What they're on right now.
I don't know if it's
It's a group name. Hang on, I'm trying to find that answer out for you. Just 1 second. Okay, so after you make sure that there's no bumps or anything, so now what you would do normally is you would epoxy this, okay? Before you went any further, I just folded these edges over. You could cut them. This one laid pretty nice, but you could give them little slit marks and just lay it over the end because you're not going to see this at all whatsoever. Huh? Okay, so Whitney is doing a buy-in for storyboard cups that I'm going to help her with, and I think some skinnies and some 16-ounce wine glasses, or wine, the stainless steel wine cups. So if you're interested in doing a buy-in, you are more than welcome to comment or message myself or Whitney. Whitney's got a lot going on right now, and I'm trying to help her. She actually just lives right down the road from me, and we met on this group. I was doing one of her pools, and I had got some stuff from her website, and then I found out that she just lived right down the road. So ironic, I know, but I'm trying to help her just because she's got a lot going on. She's got a lot of beautiful new glitter that's come in, and so anyways, if you are interested in buying some storyboard cups, on her page she has the prices listed, I believe, and we'll get you the information that you need. You normally can get them from Hog, but they are currently sold out, and they've been sold out for quite some time, and when she does get them in stock, she doesn't put very many in stock. Because by the time I get the email alert and go to her page, they're already gone. So okay, so just message me if you are interested in the buy-in. Go to that the page after the video, and it gives you all the information. So now moving forward, like I said, so if this was your cup and you were done with your water slide, you would go ahead and seal your acrylic. After you're done with your water slide, you would go ahead and epoxy it. After your epoxy is completed, then you would come in and seal your acrylic. I'm not going to seal this because I still got to epoxy it, but I'm going to show you how to. So all you would do is, let me grab an acrylic real quick. And I don't know if you guys were all on here earlier. If you get these and you get anything on these, do not use acetone to clean these acrylics, because there is a coating on the outside to make it shiny, and that acrylic eats it. And I'll show you what happens when you use acetone. This. Like, I cannot get this off, and all I was doing was taking acetone and rubbing it, and it literally like melted. So don't use any kind of acetone on your acrylic. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so I made a mess. So that's trash. So if you get something, soap and water, that's all I would use. So you would take your acrylic and you would put it back on here. When you do your epoxy over your water slide, do a very thin coat. Make sure there is no fish eyes. Make sure there is no water slide exposed whatsoever. When you get up to the top, just put a light coat of your epoxy inside here. Don't let it pool, but make sure you're getting the edge of your water slide down there so that way it'll seal. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to put your silicone there, okay? So you'll take your epoxy, I'm sorry, not your epoxy, but your silicone. And like I said, any kind of high-grade silicone will work. This is a fast-drying silicone.
Is it done? It's still kind of funky.
It's okay. It's done. Yeah, you can take it off. It's done. So don't pull on that because it's not.
This?
Yeah.
Can I select the bit of it?
Just wait. We'll do it on the live so they can see. Okay. So here is how you would do it. You would just take your silicone and you would pull. You would just push that in there as much as you can. You want it quite a bit, but you don't want it to overflow a whole lot. And you would just get it down in there the best you can. But make sure you don't have any open areas. Make sure it's completely full, okay? She's over here aggravating me.
Okay.
Just like that. Sorry, I'm reading some comments. Okay. Then after you get a good amount inside there, that's when you would take your acrylic and you would slide it right on top and you would push it down. And what I did was I screwed my lid back, the bottom of it back on to hold it tight and straight while it was curing overnight. Well, yeah, like that. And pretty tight. So that way, like I said, it cured. It's all inside there. You're gonna see it, and that's okay because it'll dry clear. And unless you're like staring right on top of it, you're not gonna see. It's not gonna matter. You've got the glitter going on. You've got your image. Like, it's gonna be beautiful. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second when I show you the one that's completed. So then after the next day is when you would take your lid off and you would fill it up with your baby oil, or some people use glycerin, some people use mineral oil, dish soap and water. There's lots of ways you can fill this up. So no, you don't use very much, or just plain dish soap. So that's how you do that. Then let's come back over here and see the one that we just finished. So here's the one that we finished earlier. I'm gonna tilt this a little bit, but not a whole lot, because I want this to seal that we have in here. But I want to show you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Yay! How stinking cute. I'm gonna lift you guys up for just a second.
Can you see?
How stinking cute is that? Yes, look at all those hearts. Yay! I am so in love with these cups. Like, you have no idea how in love I am with these cups. and there's not a whole, you want a little tiny bit of room, and I actually can probably, I'm going to take this off here in just a second and put a little bit more oil in there. I took some of it out and I probably shouldn't have, but just fill it all the way up. But that there's way more water in any of this, or oil, than you have seen in any other cups, but you want a little bit of room so that way it'll move. But I am in love with these cups. So, oh, I can't because I already sealed that. That's okay. There's plenty in here. I mean, it's less than an inch away from the rim. I'm trying to show you. So there's like all that's left, but when it goes straight like this, there's like none. So that's straight. How cute, you guys. I love this. I shouldn't probably be doing that because I'm still waiting on the silicone to dry. Okay, so that is that. I have one more water slide that I wanted to show you guys. Let me grab my cup. Okay. So this is a 22 ounce fatty. These are all Whitney's glitters, and this is still a little tacky, which is very surprising to me because I did this second coat early this morning. So these are all of Whitney's colors, and I am in love with them. Some of them are from her neon collection, some of them are from her pearl collection. So if you want to know, that might be a what is it, a game board question at some point. So remember that Whitney played the sax for years. A trivia question, that's what I was trying to think of. So if you want to know any of these colors, let me know and I will tell you, or I can just name them all off. So I used Flamingo, Alana, Sweet, did I put Sweet Dreams on that? Yep, Sweet Dreams. I put just a little bit of Sweet Dreams. Lemon Drop, Halo Oranges, and Ghostbusters. So cute. Okay, so the water slide that I'm going to put on this cup, are you guys ready? Okay, I'm going to let you guys look at the pretty cup while I go grab the water slide. I'm so excited about this. So it's this. So this is a clear water slide. So when I take this off and put this on the cup, you're going to see all of the colors through the flowers. So yeah, the white's going to go away, and it's just going to be, what's happened? Hold on. Oh no. That's okay. Okay. That scared me. I thought I ruined it. Okay. So that's what, how stinking cute is this going to be? So I'm a little nervous to do it because my cup is still a little tacky. Should I try it or wait? What should I do? Should I try it or wait? Whitney went by my cup. You have to fight Micaiah over this one.
No,
she said that she wanted it. Joanne says no.
Mine.
Lenora says wait. Whitney says no. Okay, I'll wait. But I can't. I'm one of those people that get so excited over things that I just have to do it like right now. So how about if it's okay with Whitney? I know that she's wanting to go live tomorrow, so I'll find out what time. But I'll do a quick one on my page maybe, or Whitney's page, and do that one, the full page water slide on this, and I can show you guys how to wrap a 22 ounce and cut the rim where it's all nice and straight, and put that on there. So that's I'm calling it the coloring page, the coloring book page, but I think it's gonna look so beautiful shining through those coloring pages.
Just look at this.
Yes. So now the last thing that I want to show you guys before I let you go. So we're gonna wait on this. So come back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. I'll have to make sure, see what Whitney wants me to do on her page, and let me show you. So there was some controversy. Some of you guys might have seen the fallout. There was just a lot of craziness that happened with someone that posted a water slide that was reversed. They said that, you know, it was the right way of 2019 to apply a water slide. So Joanna actually did a experiment on her page, and then last night when I did my live, I did another experiment. She used one type of paper, and I think Whitney's seen this, so this is going to be the end result, Whitney. And so I did it with two types of water slide paper. So I'm going to explain this to you guys. I'm going to point you down again. Okay. I needed beginners. Oh, yeah, that's one I seen earlier. Oh, I didn't scroll up. Oh, wow, look at all this.
It sucked. I tried it.
Oh, wait, Valerie said to go for it.
Well,
You're the only one that said go for it.
Okay, Mom.
Okay, I won't. Okay. So my daughter's like, no, just quit. Just go on. Just move on. Okay, let me get this tripod turned a little bit. So you'll have to watch me. Make sure I'm in view, sis. Okay, so I tried the... What did you do to my tripod? I'm sorry. I dropped you guys. Woo, Blair Witched you guys. Bigger than snot. I'm so freaking sorry. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know what you did. Like, this was all the way out yesterday. That's okay. It's not a big deal. I'll just take you guys off. Sorry. I'm with it, I promise. Okay, so here... telling me to rotate it. I did. Okay.